What's going on YouTube? It's Mr. Ferguson here once again. Thank you guys for coming back for another video here in Central North Carolina. Today guys, we're going to jump right into it so we can use our time. I want to try to keep your attention and I don't want to blab on. Just remember our contest, 6,500 subscribers. Here's the graphic that I've made. You can win one of these 5 awesome prizes. Thank you again to GCI Turf. Thank you to Yard Mastery. Yard Mastery donated the 18-pound 3 bags of 18-pound fertilizer, a Freedom, Stress Blend, and Flagship that you can win. GCI is donating a Flowzone Cyclone 4-gallon sprayer for somebody to win, and I am supplying obviously the Sprayer Plus 2-gallon backpack sprayer. So stay tuned. We'll have more information on that to come. So today, guys, I thought, again, we're in the cooler season. We're not able to get out and really do anything out here in the lawn. So we're just kind of talking about topics to get your head thinking. And this one's more for newer people. I know the housing market has kind of slowed down. And so there's not a lot of new home buyers out there, I don't think, in this area in the Carolinas. This is particularly more in the Carolinas, because here we're kind of unique. We have the option here in North Carolina of having cool season grass and having warm season grass. And so which one is right for you? And what are my thoughts on that? Well, I've turned to, I tried to make one video and it's just kind of all over the place. So I want to structure it, and I found a little article here, which I will link below. It's actually from Angie.com. And so I'll link that below. It's just some of the pros and cons of each grass type, warm season versus cool season. So instead of me being all over the place, I just want to structure this for you. And so maybe you're new to home, maybe you're a new home owner, and you're thinking, okay, what type of grass type? What are the grass types? What is it? And so I can't answer you that. For cool season, mostly ryegrass, fescue, tall fescue. We've got Kentucky bluegrass. These are your cooler season grasses, and they're better in cooler environments. Obviously, why it's called cool season. Warm season grasses are typically going to be Bermuda. They're going to be St. Augustine, zoysia, centipede, bentgrass, things of these nature. Mostly in lawns, you're going to see zoysia, St. Augustine, and Bermuda. And we have a mixture of both all around Central North Carolina where I am. So which one is right for you? And so those are really, there's 2 different. So when you're talking about a grass cultivar or grass type, warm or cool season is what we're talking about. So starting with warm, let's talk about the pros and cons of warm season grass. So some of the pros here is, according to a Virginia Cooperative Extension, drought tolerant warm season grasses need on average 30% less water than cool season grasses, making them ideal for dry climates and water conservation. That is screaming North Carolina for sure. 30% less water than a cool season grass. We've struggled with that here, and yes, I can keep my grass, my cool season. By the way, what you're seeing in the background here, if you're new to my channel, is tall fescue, which is cool season grass. Warm season takes, on average, according to Virginia and their extension, 30% less water than a cool season grass. So that screams better for North Carolina, because it gets up in the high 90s, very humid here. That is ideal. Next, they say they're less bothered by pests. They're more tolerant of poor soil conditions. You don't have to buy all these products to improve your soil to be able to get warm season grass to necessarily to develop or to be good and looking good in your yard. So that is an improvement. And I think sometimes, like Bermuda, they call it the lazy man's lawn, if I'm not mistaken, because again, less water, less, you can have poor soil conditions, and yet you can have a decent looking lawn. If you like a neat lawn, warm season grass do better when mown shorter than many cool season species. We keep our tall fescue at 3.5 inches or higher. You're talking about an inch or less with some of these Bermuda lawns. Well, we'll get into the cons in a second. They make better wildlife habitats because they're taller, clumping, forming, and stiff-stemmed, and established grasses work well on slopes that need erosion control. But what I see a lot with the homes they built up on the hill here in my subdivision is they put Bermuda in the front and they just put a contractor's mix of cool season in the back. So it's just kind of all over the place. So if you are a new homeowner, if you are looking at getting your home with a decent lawn and you're dealing with that, it's really, you need to decide, do you want to go full, what's in my front yard I need to put in the backyard, or what's in my backyard I need to put in my front yard? I want it all to be the same, right? So here's some of the cons of warm season grass. If the temperature drops below 65, your lawn will be brown rather than lush green for 4 or 5 months while the grass is dormant. That is the biggest turnoff to warm season grass here. That is why I have fescue here. I don't want my lawn to be just brown for 5 to 6 months out of the year, and that's exactly what happens. It is literally about half and half here in North Carolina. Another con, most varieties cost more to buy. Most of your warm season grass you don't seed really. Bermuda, I know you can, but it's more in the sod and it's really expensive. They're trickier and slower to establish than cool season grasses. We can grow fescue in 7 to 10 days, and we have baby grass and we're mowing in 2 weeks or so, right? Or 2.5, 3 weeks. It takes longer for Bermuda to develop and these other warm season grasses and to begin to spread, but over time it will spread. It will take over, and you don't have to seed every single year. That is a benefit. They require more weed control management. So that one surprised me. I didn't know that. I guess in the Bermuda, you're going to get more of the cool season grasses maybe coming up, and you have to deal with more weed management according to this article. So that is the pros and cons for warm season. Now going to cool season, again, cool season grass is going to be Kentucky bluegrass, tall fescue, creeping fescue, ryegrass, grass of these natures. So pros, there are more cool season grass options than warm season. You're more likely to get a lush lawn through the entire year. I have been proof of that on my channel. I can keep this bad boy green for 12 months. It is a different shade of green depending on the season, but we can keep our grass looking awesome and green all year around. I think that is by far the biggest benefit of a cool season lawn like fescue. They establish with less effort and cost. I guess that's true. Again, 7 to 10 days, you're germinating seed. Within 2 or 3 weeks, you're already mowing the grass, where it will take longer for warm season to really get established in your lawn. Extreme winter weather does not kill them. We don't have any really extreme weather. Somebody up north in Jersey or Pennsylvania or New York would have to answer that has fescue. I guess they can say that's true or not. And the short-term erosion control benefits are better because they establish more quickly. You're going to hold dirt in place. You're not going to have a lot of runoff because so quickly the roots establish in fescue, and we're using products like CK, RGS and fertilizer to really push our turf in the fall to grow, so you don't have a big erosion problem. So let's go to some of the cons of cool season grass. They don't cope with extreme summer droughts and high heat as well as warm season. That is absolutely true. That's why we talk about Hydrotain on my channel. That's why we're talking about being on city water. It's terrible. We're constantly trying to keep it hydrated. We get dry spots. Fescue doesn't do well in high humidity and high temps for an extended period of time. That said, we are still able to survive enough to make it through to fall, and sometimes we do need to overseed because it's a clumping grass, not a spreading grass, unless we're talking about Kentucky bluegrass. But all in all, it stays green through even the high heat. They have higher irrigation requirements. Amen, hallelujah, past the collection plate. We've talked about that here on the channel. We don't have a well, and that is absolutely true. You got to be ready and willing to have a budget to spend to water the grass. If you don't plan on watering your fescue, you're just wasting your time planting it in the first place, especially in the warm season months in North Carolina, Southern Virginia, and South Carolina. If you try to have this type grass, they're not as tolerant in poor soil conditions. That's why Pete has always preached, get your dirt right, get your dirt right. Our pH needs to be right. If it's poor conditions, you're going to experience problems with the fescue. Also with pests like grubs, you got to be aware of this. It chews on the roots of the fescue. You can see problems. So your dirt needs to be right, and you need to unleash humic acid into it to unlock nutrients. Your dirt needs to be properly managed to have good grass. They don't provide good quality nesting or protective wildlife habitats because they mat down faster than mature warm season grasses. Okay, they're more susceptible to pests. I haven't noticed that really with spiders and stuff. I guess that's true. We use Bifin, we use Tall Star, we spray that. It seems to do the job to keep them away. It's a very safe product, so that's not really a concern to me. And their long-term soil erosion control isn't as good. So the last part here says, well, how to choose. So let me quickly read this to you. If you're one of these people trying to decide, do I need to go Bermuda, warm season, lazy grass? What is right for me? What are you really trying to get into the lawn care thing and really have a like prize winning lawn? It just kind of, and also mainly a big part is, where do you live? And if you're not in a transition zone like me, then you really are going to have a narrow option. You're going to go cool season if you're further north of North Carolina. If you're south of North Carolina, you're going to go warm season. But those in the middle, we are the ones kind of where I'm at that have this decision to make. So it says, when choosing between cool and warm season grasses for your yard, you have to consider two things: appearance and location. Kind of just said that. Many people are concerned first and foremost with the appearance of their grass and want it to be lush and green for as long as possible. In this case, cool weather grass is the best choice due to its ability to provide a vibrant green lawn during a wider range of weather conditions. Others may be focused on conserving water, especially in states with water efficiency laws like California, New York, Texas, Georgia. If this is the case to you, warm season grass is a much better pick, as it can survive harsh, dry conditions and stay alive much longer than cool season grasses. You should also seriously consider where you live when choosing your grass. We also just hit on this as well. If you live in northern states that experience all 4 seasons, especially brutal winters, using cool season grass is the best. However, if you live in southern states, warm or dry temperatures throughout the majority of the year, warm season grass is likely best for your lawn. So it's kind of, again, exactly what I just said. If you are in North Carolina, a little bit north of North Carolina, a little bit south of North Carolina, this video really applies to you in choosing your grass type. If you're further up north, sure, you may be able to experiment with some warm season, but you need to use cool season because that's what your environment is telling you need to use. If you're further south, you're clearly going to struggle in the heat to try to survive with fescue. You need to go with warm season. The choice is made for you. However, in our area, you have a choice. And so like it's saying, if you're on city water, the best choice for you may be Bermuda, because you don't want to spend a lot of money on your water bill. You don't want to buy another irrigation line or meter, and you don't want to spend that time. Bermuda's going to survive. Oh, I can deal with the 6 months of brown. That's my choice. So these are kind of the factors that you're thinking about if you're in the transition zone of which grass type do I need to pick. So I hope this has been a little bit beneficial to 1 or 2 people out there. That's what we try to do here on my channel, is to help people with this decision. I'm sure this topic's all over YouTube, but hopefully this has brought something new that other videos have not brought to you. So leave your comment below. And if you've got cool season and warm season in the comment section, I know we got a lot of North Carolina people because that's where I'm located. Leave me your comments below in the comment field. Let me know what you think. This is what I've noticed. These are some of the things, Mr. Ferguson, that you didn't mention. So let me know your thoughts below. Also, remember our contest. Also check me out on X. And also I did make a new Instagram page for the channel alone. I've got like 3 followers. So if you guys would go to Instagram / Mr.Ferguson Lawn, you'll see our channel symbol there and follow me there. I'd appreciate it. I'm going to try to get more active there with some of the content and things of that nature. So hope this has been helpful to new home owners or people looking to get out and to start working on their yard. This is the time to prepare, not when spring is here, but before that, so you can get all your materials, your equipment together, and what you want to do, make a battle plan, start budgeting now for those things. So God bless you guys. Thank you for tuning in this Monday. Hope you have a great day. We'll see you next time.